everybody. It's Phil. Just want to talk a little bit about Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinal between the Toronto Raptors and Philadelphia 76ers. Toronto dominated the game. They won 125-89. Kawhi Leonard was, his typical solid self, 21 points, 13 boards. Pascal Siakam also chipped in with 25 points and 13 boards. On the Sixers side, Joel Embiid, 13 points, 6 rebounds, but 8 turnovers. Jimmy Butler, 22.7 assists, solid effort. He's pretty much the only person that showed up because nobody else did. There's a lot going on, in my opinions, about the team right now. A couple of days ago, I thought they were a championship contender like everybody else because they showed out. They came out, had a dominant game, played really well. Everybody chipped in. It was a good effort. But somewhere along the line, the last 2 games, they forgot how to play. And they're going to have to figure that out in the long run in order to have a chance. Because right now, anything can happen. I'm not saying that they can't come back and win tomorrow in Game 6. But it's looking very, very unlikely that they'll win this series. Because they're just, at the end of the day, they're just inconsistent. And a lot of that falls on the head coach, Brett Brown. His game plan is really bad. He's basically ISO-ing Jimmy Butler at the top. Everybody's playing off, and Jimmy Butler is dribbling out the clock. Clock runs down, they jack up a bad shot. And he also has a 7'2", 280-pound center that's unstoppable from 5 to 10 feet from the basket, yet he keeps him 30 feet away from the basket at the top of the key, jacking up 3-pointers and setting high screens. I don't understand why this is happening, and it's been happening it happens a lot, but they get away with it a lot when they play inferior teams. But now this is the playoffs. These are the big dogs. Toronto is a very, very good team and very, very good defensively, and they've pretty much figured the Sixers out, and the Sixers haven't made any adjustments whatsoever. They keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result, which is the definition of insanity. I like Brett Brown a lot. He seems like he's a really good guy. He had to suffer through the whole process, BS, and, I feel bad for him. But I think it's time for him to go at this point. Long and short of it, time for him to go. Next thing I want to talk about is Joel Embiid. Hell of a talent. Solid player. Has potential to be a top 5 player in the game, top 10 player in the game. He already is a top 10 player. He has potential to be a top 5 player. But there's one thing that's holding him back from doing that. Work ethic. He's lazy. He likes to eat cheeseburgers and work and lay around rather than work out. His condition is terrible. He can never practice because he's always banged up. And people get hurt. Not taking anything away from that. People do get hurt, and that's part of the game. You get hurt. But if you're in good condition and you're in shape, you have less of a chance of getting hurt. And that's where he lacks. Because he's all about them burgers, fries, Chick-fil-A, and all that stuff, milkshakes and all that stuff, rather than doing what you need to do. You can have some of that, but you got to lift weights and you got to run and you got to get in shape. You can't just lay around and eat cheeseburgers, then jump and get out of bed and then try to go play an NBA game. Because no matter how talented you are, there's always people that work hard that have a chance to compete with you. Because it's all about desire at the end of the day. You could be as talented as I don't know what, but if you don't have a desire, you don't want it, there's always going to be somebody that wants it more than you that's going to give it to you. And right now, Toronto is giving it to him. So he needs to figure it out and get right. If he's sick, he's sick, and that's fine. No disrespect. We all get sick, and, you're not at your best when you're sick, and that's understandable. But this offseason needs to get into it and get right. Next person is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons can't shoot. Now, that might not be breaking news. We all know he can't shoot. But the problem with that is the rest of the NBA knows he can't shoot. So what do they do when they play defense? They back off. And he's like a deer in headlights. I can't get to the basket, so I don't know what to do. He has a hell of a lot of talent, and he has great potential. He's a jump shot away from being a top 5, top 10 NBA player. But that lack of the jump shot is what's holding him back. And until he gets that, I don't know why he hasn't figured that out yet. I don't know why Brett Brown hasn't gotten on him. And maybe he is working on it. But until you start taking shots in games, nobody is going to give a damn about your shot, and they're going to back off and just make it difficult. And at this point, he's a liability to them. So that he's going to have to figure that out as well. So I'm not saying the series is over. You know, they can come back. My gut is telling me it's over. You know, I think it's over. But if I'm wrong, you know, for y'all Sixer fans out there, I hope I'm wrong. But I think it's over because I don't think they have anything left. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they'll get home to get the crowd behind them, get fired up, and get it going. But right now, it's looking less and less likely. So we'll see what happens. You know, keep hope alive if you're a Sixer fan. Keep trusting that process, and you know, we'll see. But right now, it doesn't look good. I want to talk a little bit about actually the game tonight, Houston and Golden State. James Harden is a solid player, obviously, and I think he's gonna, you know, do what he does normally. But it's all on Steph and Clay. Steph and Clay have to show up. KD's gonna show up. KD's gonna give, you know, his 30, 35 like he does every night. Steph and Clay have to show up. They've been very inconsistent this entire series, and if they don't show up, Golden State's gonna lose the series. Simple as that. Because Houston has came to play. You know, they came with their fists balled up and they're ready to go. And Golden State hasn't matched that yet, so they better figure that out. Because if they lose tonight and they go back to Houston down 3-2, I think the series would be over. So we'll see. We'll see. That's all we can do is check it out and find out what happens. That's about all I got today. Comments, anything else like that, feel free to comment. Drop a line below. Feel free to subscribe. Check me out on Twitter, Philip Grayson06. And also check me out on Instagram, born_ready79. Till next time, see you when I see you. Peace.